Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Rachel Garceau with this First Alert Weather Plus forecast heading into the Martin Luther King Jr. Day holiday and what I hope for most of you is a shortened work week. And as we talk about what's on the way, unfortunately, it might be a new week, but it's the same weather pattern as high pressure stays locked in across the Northwest. That will keep those murky, gray, foggy conditions over the valleys. And as you head up in elevation, you'll climb out of the inversion to beautiful blue skies over the mountains. Skiers and boarders have been enjoying some bluebird conditions. What a way to escape the murkiness of the valleys. We're watching a pattern change late in the week into the coming weekend. Confidence is low. I'm not real certain that what's coming in will be enough to scour out the inversion, but it might help lift the low clouds just a little bit. Could bring some precipitation into the area, but that's a little ways away at this point. So really big picture still is that high pressure that's going to hold steady for the next several days. We keep an air stagnation advisory in place through Thursday across southwest Idaho and eastern Oregon. We're not alone. Our neighbors to the west, Washington and central Oregon as well, under that air stagnation advisory, as most areas, the low-lying areas east of the Cascades, are all socked in with the sinking air underneath that ridge of high pressure, just trapping the cold air at the surface, that warmer layer aloft, not allowing that cold air to rise or really any wind to develop. No vertical mixing of the atmosphere. That also allows pollutants to gather at the surface and air quality can be impacted. That is a hallmark of an inversion. So when will it break? I know that's the big question right now, especially in Treasure Valley areas where we haven't seen the sun in days now. As we look at our upper level pattern, so remember where you start seeing these mid-level, these kind of streamlines, I should say, arch up, that is a ridge. That indicates high pressure. Where you see a dip in the jet stream, that is low pressure. We're watching this big, strong low pressure off to the east. This is over the Hudson Bay. It is going to actually potentially drift far enough west to interact with an approaching low off the coast of California later this week. Those two features coming together, that's what we're watching for, the potential of some inversion conditions getting scoured out. But through the end of the work week, high pressure holds steady. Here comes that low, which will turn into what we call a cutoff low over Southern California. This is on Friday. Just enough energy may come in off to the east that those two features could come close enough to southern Idaho to bring in a little bit of wind, will increase cloud cover, so the mountains may actually end up seeing partly to mostly cloudy skies over the weekend, and just enough moisture where we could see, and I stress could see, some light showers over the valleys and the mountains before on Saturday into Sunday. High pressure returns from the west. And so again, that feature is short-lived if it comes in at all. Right now, I'm giving us just a 20% coverage of any precipitation for next Saturday into Sunday. What we really need, though, is some wind. That wind helps mix up our atmosphere, can get things back to where they belong, the cooler air aloft, warmer air at the surface. I don't know, again, that this system is going to be strong enough to do it, but at this point, we'll take any little hope that we can get. We'll cross our fingers and see if it is strong enough to scour out the inversion and bring in maybe some light mountain snow. Snow depth at last check, this was by the end of the weekend. This was on Sunday the 18th. Where you see the blues, that indicates snow depth below a foot. You can see that's all the way up into Haley, much of the Boise Mountains as well. Less than a foot of snow for the middle of January is pretty phenomenal in all the wrong ways. Unfortunately, you have to climb very high in elevation to start seeing snow depths approaching 5, 6, 7 feet. Those are the very highest peaks of our mountains. And so, of course, we need the snow. Luckily, what's there on the mountains is staying put because temperatures are cold enough in most of our valley spots, our ski resorts, that the snow isn't necessarily melting. We're just not adding any fresh powder. We have plenty of sunshine, though. I did want to show you this view. This is what it looks like above the inversion. You can see this is the top of Bogus Basin from Schaefer Butte looking out over the valley. It looks like almost an ocean of clouds. You climb out of the inversion layer. This is what you get to enjoy. Beautiful blue sky. So if you really need some sunshine, if you really want to soak in that vitamin D, this is where you have to head. Above about 4,000 feet or so for the Treasure Valley. That will get you out of the inversion. You can soak in the sunshine before you plunge back under that cloud layer and take in the murky skies. And unfortunately, that will just be the trend for days to come. So Monday, high temperatures will likely land in the mid-30s across the lower elevations. We'll wake up to mid to upper 20s, so very little diurnal or, day to nighttime temperature change underneath the inversion layer. Things just can't move all that much as the clouds act like a lid as far as preventing any sort of warming underneath the clouds. So we'll stay in the 30s for southwest Idaho on Tuesday, warming off to the west. Portland's into the 50s. You can see that Medford at 50 as well. And as we head into the middle of the week, as we start seeing that system to our south start to make its approach, high pressure could start weakening. That may allow temperatures in the Treasure Valley and the Magic Valley to get a little closer to 40 degrees. I'm not putting high confidence in the temperature outlook past Tuesday, as again, it just kind of depends on what that inversion decides to do. But if it does start breaking, we will see temperatures warming, and we may even see some sunshine emerging by the end of the work week as well. Plenty of sun up in the mountains, as we talked about. Those highs will hold steady right around 30 degrees in places like McCall. Much wider temperature swings in the mountains, waking up to triple digits, highs getting to 30 degrees. In the valleys, you'll notice, including in the Magic Valley, not much temperature change. So waking up to low to mid 20s across the Magic Valley early on in the week, highs climbing to the mid to upper 30s through Tuesday. And then again, if that system starts to come in and help scour things out a bit, we may see those temperatures climbing into the 40s. It will not be a low of 2 on Thursday. I missed a number there. This should say about 23 degrees Thursday morning in Twin Falls, with those highs above average by the weekend into the 40s, with hopefully a little bit of wind and some sunshine coming in to make things a little brighter for the lower elevations. We will start off socked in the Treasure Valley for the Martin Luther King Jr. Day holiday. Skies will stay gray and gloomy. Fog will likely limit visibility in the mornings. Freezing fog also a possibility. So those slick streets or sidewalks, especially bridges and overpasses, all of that a possibility in the mornings. We'll warm to the mid 30s. So that freezing fog, those slick spots should not be an issue in the afternoon, but visibility in some places could stay limited where that fog just doesn't lift. That's another mark of this inversion. By Wednesday, likely fog hanging on. We may start seeing some peaks of sunshine by the end of the work week, and then temperatures climb into the 40s from Thursday into the weekend, with again a slight chance of precipitation entering the picture Saturday and Sunday. But we'll keep a close eye on that system as the week progresses, see if it's strong enough to get rid of this inversion. Thanks so much for tuning into this First Alert Weather Plus forecast. See you next time.